Yeah, but she's doing it because she thinks robots are going to take over the
I don't
world,
have
and she
that
wants them to
mindset.
like her.
Right.
Yeah, they're going to know I'm not a threat.
Okay. I understand that.
Welcome to Ducks Unplugged. 2 minds, 1 podcast, and 0 fluff. It's not just work, it's life, and it's definitely not usual. Let's dive in. Hey everybody, welcome back to Ducks Unplugged. Today's episode is going to be named Rebranding Work and Life Unplugged, of course. I am your host, Deanna
And I'm Ashley Ruggieri.
and we are joined today by one of our rock star colleagues, Erin Campbell, who works on the account management side of the house. We are going to be spending some time digging into a recent rebrand we did for our own agency and talking a little bit about how that experience went, some of the highs and lows. Ashley and I almost killed each other. That's one of the lows.
We
did.
here.
We made it, but it was a close one. And then sort of leading that into our personal lives. And have we ever sort of needed or thought about or had a personal rebrand? So the first part of the podcast, we'll be talking about the concept of rebranding work and life. And then we're going to head into talking about some brands we'd rebrand if we could, if we had our druthers, as I like to say. And then we're going to get into a game of Would You Rather, Chaos Edition. And that's actually going to be hosted by Erin. Ashley and I have not seen the questions, so she's going to ask us the Would You Rathers.
Yes.
So anything else you'd add before we go?
We're going to start with our customary
Or what the duck. Right.
How could we forget?
Right.
So Erin is going to be the judge for our What the Duck this week, which has become extremely
It's
competitive.
getting competitive.
So we're going to come to blows at some point.
I think it's possible.
I'm happy to start with this one.
Okay.
My What the Duck for this week is I came across an article. This happened a couple years back. There was a micro Louis Vuitton handbag, smaller than a grain of rice,
Oh, stop it.
that sold
No.
for $63,000.
No.
It was an art piece from a New York art collective called Mischief, and that company pokes fun at consumer capitalism. So they technically didn't do a little leather Louis Vuitton bag, but it was this little green plastic art piece in the shape of a Louis Vuitton bag.
63. Where did the $63,000 go?
That's what somebody
Did
paid
it go to
for.
charity
Like,
or
hopefully at
No,
least.
no. This is the thing. This company pokes fun at consumer capitalism while benefiting from it.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm
Oh,
saying. Like,
yep.
so they just
Yeah.
made the money.
They just make the money.
Irony.
yeah.
The irony is there.
Yeah.
But the irony is that somebody paid $63,000 for
That's-
something the size of a grain of rice.
Really?
What do you even do with it?
You put it somewhere in your
You
home.
can't even display it. It's smaller than rice.
You put a magnifying glass next to it.
Imagine
It's
it being
art.
in a huge display case, though, and everyone that walks by has to
Find
use
it.
a
and
magnifying
everybody's
glass.
thinking, who the hell spends $63,000 on that?
Somebody.
I don't. Yeah, that's a
That's a
no.
huge
That feels like a
disposable
fake
income.
headline.
That was
Yeah.
It was not a fake headline.
All right,
I thought
that
about
is
using it for
upsetting.
my fake
What color was it?
Lime green.
Also, lime green.
Sure was.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's ridiculous.
great.
I know what to not get you for Christmas.
I would
A lime
prefer-
green.
I'll just take the $63,000.
Great.
Or even $6,000. Either one.
Right. I'm not too picky. All right. So mine this week is something stupid I did, which, I mean, there's probably going to be a lot of those, but I'm not the best parker.
We know.
Right.
I know this.
Okay. It's not, I can't be
It's
good at
not
everything.
for
All right.
everyone.
Yeah. So my daughter had a early morning hospital appointment late last week, and so we get into the city and I'm parking, and you know those lots in the city, they're like
it's
brutal,
terrible.
right?
They're so small.
And so I was excited that there was a spot I could back into, because then getting out is equally hellish,
Right.
And if you're not great at maneuvering small spaces, it's even more stressful for you. So I'm backing up, and I have a backup camera, whatever, right? And so I was trying to get as far in as I could, because I was right on the end, and somebody coming around the corner could
Yeah.
like clip my car, right? And so my daughter's like, you're getting close, you're getting close. But like you have the backup camera and they have like the noises, like the alerts that go on when you're getting too close. And so I was bullish about my parking, backing into and I nailed the concrete wall.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
And
No.
guys, I could not have been going faster than like a couple miles an hour.
Right.
The damage that I did to the back of my
No.
car.
Do we have a photo?
I don't. I'm in denial about it a little bit, and it reminds me because like when I was at the drive-thru, I could hear this flapping sound, and my daughter and I are like, "Is that my car? Like that's my car. Like it's yeah." So
Well-
my what the duck this week is my ridiculously stupid parking job, and I have to say I'm disappointed in Honda because shouldn't I have been alerted before I hit the wall?
Oh, definitely.
I mean,
That's what those cameras are for.
Right. I mean, it's my fault, obviously,
Yeah.
but like I have
It
eyes.
should
but-
be going off.
Right.
What did people do before those?
I was still looking in the mirror. So
But I love that you are leaving yourself room to grow in this area.
I am. Thank you, Erin.
There's a lot of room
Thank
here.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spin it.
So who won?
Ashley, you're so
I just need
competitive.
to know.
So
I'm so sorry about your car.
I know. I'm sorry about your car.
Ridiculous. All right,
Sorry about
game
the
on,
car.
girl. Wait till next episode.
I do have to give it to Ashley though. That's ridiculous. It does sound like a fake marketing headline.
It does sound.
I would have had to do a triple take on that if I saw it in the wild. So yours was great, Deanna, but
Thank you.
the mini micro.
That's like
bag.
I actually don't believe it. Like, I
Yeah.
actually need
I'm gonna have to
Pull
look
up
this
the
up.
article.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'll
have to
pull
look
it up.
this up.
Yeah, you can see it.
Does it tell you who like bought it?
No.
I have so many
things to say. to them.
I have so many questions, and it's mostly about the design of the bag and how
Oh, I can show
Like
you.
how
detail. Like,
intricate.
yeah,
Yeah,
I would hope
exactly.
there's some intricate details
Right,
for
right.
$63,000.
100%.
Less than the size of a grain of rice. There's not a lot of detail. You're going to be furious when you actually see this.
I can't. With
I
this.
can't wait to look this up later.
I can't wait to ruin everyone's day when I show you the picture.
I'm so
We're gonna have to get
anticlimactic.
reactions.
What the
too.
duck, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna need a magnifying glass. Yeah. All right. So heading into rebranding. So, everybody loves a good rebrand. Sometimes they're done well. Sometimes they are not done well. And so we decided as an agency, our original name was called Direct Associates, and our agency was started 20-ish years ago, a little more. And at the time, that made a lot of sense, right? We were doing a lot of direct marketing, a lot of direct mail. And over the years, our offerings have evolved. The industry has changed a lot. And, the sort of elevator pitch on what do you do? It's like Direct Associates. It just didn't feel as relevant anymore. And so we decided as an organization, it was time to give ourselves a pretty good facelift and come up with a new company name, a new company logo, a brand new website, and a totally different positioning statement on sort of what we do, who we are, what we're selling, and how we work. So that really more accurately reflects who we are today. So it was a process.
It was a labor of love.
Yeah, it was a labor of love.
Can we talk about how this came about, though?
Yeah.
So when we're going into the year and trying to figure out how we're going to differentiate, all agencies say the same things.
Right.
And we do a lot of the same things.
Right.
And it's really about the people and who you're working with and just the relationships to get the job done. So we're trying to figure out how to differentiate a little bit. And Deanna likes to go off on her own into Canva land.
I really do.
And then she likes
It's my happy
say-
place.
Yes. And then she likes to say, hey, I came up with a couple ideas. And we go, great.
Oh, shit.
We can't
What do we need to do?
not wait to see these.
So thoughts, guys.
I have a couple thoughts. Can we get on a Zoom? Yes. And one of the thoughts was these were billboards. And it was this image of this blue rubber duck in a sea of yellow rubber ducks. And the whole concept was standing out from the crowd.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was the one that we were all drawn to. And we were ruminating on it. We were thinking about it for a couple of weeks and how it worked out. And then we were just on a call one day and Deanna was like, what if that's it? What if we're the blue duck? And it kind of just light bulbed moment. And we were like, now, how can you be a blue duck?
Right.
How does this work? Is it? And then the conversation really got going. And Blue Duck Agency stuck. And, we started sort of taking it to the next level because it really is hard to stand out as an agency, right? Like, I mean, everybody really does say and sell very similar things. And one of your biggest differentiators are your people, right? But when you start thinking about the duck, think about how ducks work, right? Like they're strong little swimmers. They're paddling their little lives underneath the water.
They're fierce.
They're fierce, but they're calm as hell on top. And that is really sort of symbolic of how we work and what we do and what we do for our clients. We try to make your lives look, be easier.
Right.
Make your lives easier. We make it look like it's really easy, right, on top of the water. But underneath, we are working hard, scrambling, doing all the things.
The machine is running.
So that, the machine is running so that they don't have to do that stuff.
Exactly.
And so we also thought it was just really symbolic of the animal was symbolic of who we are. Plus, ducks, make way for ducklings, Boston, a little shout out to our hometown, right? Our roots. So it just fit. It fit. So began
the journey
of changing our company name, which actually is a little harder than you think.
It is a little harder than you think.
You guys kept it under wraps for a long time too.
Yeah, that's true. We did.
It was a big decision. I mean, there's a lot of, you think about brand perception and going from one name that is completely different and a brand that's so different, and how you rebrand to your clients and how you rebrand to prospective customers who have maybe seen you but you haven't worked with yet. And then how you're perceived by the net new people out there who you haven't had a conversation with. So there's just a lot of thought behind it. And then you start to get into things like, what's the font family for your logo? And how do fonts tell a story? And how do colors tell a story? So there's a lot more behind the scenes work than we had initially thought.
Yes.
And we're still learning. The brand has launched for, I don't know, about half of a year.
It's been for a while.
We launched a while ago, but I feel like we're still learning and growing into the brand too. And we're finding out some really cool things about ourselves and how we want to position ourselves, the perception. And I don't know, when it was announced to the team, I was really excited. Yeah. I think everybody was.
I think so.
And we all had the similar question, well, why a blue duck? And that's really what we are rallying around, right? It's a conversation starter. We love talking about why a blue duck.
Why?
And the fact that we're all individual ducks is amazing. If you go to our About Us page.
It's true. Everybody has a duck, right? Everybody's that's reflective of what they do and how they contribute to the agency. But I like talking about the blue duck too. A lot of the feedback we get is once you sort of explain it or you read the website or whatever, we're like, wow, like I love that and it works and it makes sense. And so that's been good feedback.
Yes. And that was my goal too for this rebrand, because it wasn't just going to be a rebrand to do a rebrand. It was a rebrand with a purpose.
Right.
And knowing that
so glad you said that.
different companies do similar things in the marketing space, you have to just take 1 second to stand out very quickly and get somebody intrigued enough to ask a question.
Yeah.
So if I can be out in the world and say, hi, I'm Ashley from Blue Duck Agency, and people go, Blue Duck?
Yeah.
That's it. I have just a couple of seconds to be like, okay, well, this is why.
You said you wanted that.
I did.
I remember that. I want people to be like, what? Huh?
The curiosity
so that
factor.
You can then engage and explain.
Have a little bit of a conversation, which has happened over and over again, which has been awesome.
Yeah.
People are interested in a Blue Duck, huh? Okay. And you're like, yeah, it makes sense in 30 seconds.
Yeah. Right.
But the naming was really exciting to be able to put together. Once you get through all the legal, that's the fun stuff.
That was not awesome.
And then the crux of this was really the website experience. And that's where Deanna and I became stronger.
I'm curious to hear how you're going to explain this.
It's hard to build a brand new website.
Yes.
Amidst a brand new brand.
Yes.
And we had a very specific deadline in mind.
Yes, we had a
working
tight
toward a deadline. And we really wanted to get it done because this deadline made sense for us. It was important. It was a make a splash moment. So we were hustling, and rebranding is not only technical and what you need to get done, it's also very personal.
Yes.
Because, I mean, we've all been living with the former brand and this company for years now. And
well, it's also subjective.
Yes.
I think that's what was really hard.
Yes. And I think that's where the two of us just had different ideas of what the brand vision was.
Yes.
Because you're coming at it from a different space than I'm coming at it on the new business side. And we butt heads a couple of times.
We did.
I cried once or twice.
I may have actually cried at some point.
You definitely cried, which is very, rare.
Very unlike me.
But we got through it, and it was tough conversations that had to be had, and we had to work together.
Yeah.
And we are stronger for it. And we have a great website.
We do.
A great brand.
Do you like it?
I really do.
Yes.
Yes.
Part of it was so hard for me is, you know, and I think it was Deanna at the time that said it. It was, I was trying to be inclusive and collaborate and have and those are wonderful things to do. But then when you have like 6 cooks in the kitchen and everybody has a different opinion, then you're like, well, shit, right? And it got to the point where Deanna, who's our head of client services, had said, you got to just make the decision. Like, not everybody's going to like it. Not everybody's going to agree. And you are, fortunately, the one that has to just make the call, right? And then once we did that, I feel like it started to sort of tick, right? And then I was maybe underestimating how much work was going to go into building the website.
It seems so simple to build a website.
Well, how hard could it be, guys?
They advertise it as so simple, right?
Yeah.
5 minutes.
So anyway, it was a journey, and Ashley was amazing and a trooper, but it's allowed us to really pivot and to market and position ourselves differently than we had been before. You know, we really weren't looking as digital as we were, you know, and the brand that we used to have did not really reflect that. And so we had to make a change because we were doing and our services and the work that we were producing.
Yeah, the creativity was not front and center.
No, and it was, and our name and our brand and everything, and even our website at the time. It was fine when we did it, right? But several years later, it was dark and, you know, did not showcase the digital and social video things that we did. And so it was a quick turn. But the funniest part of the entire story, though, is we were all working so hard to get this done for this conference we were attending. And we had spent tons of time and money to make this huge splash, no pun intended, at this conference. And we were ready. We were ready to go. We got it done. Ashley and I didn't kill each other, right? So we're flying down to Florida to make this huge splash. We're super excited about it, right? And we're on the plane, and they canceled the conference on the plane.
Because of a hurricane.
A hurricane was coming.
Yeah.
And we were literally, Ashley got the email on the plane.
Yeah.
It was like, guys.
And I actually didn't cry at that point.
No.
I think I'd already cried all the
Did
tears
you laugh
out.
really hard?
I did. It was the opposite emotion.
Everybody around us was engaged, like all, like probably 2 rows in each direction.
Yeah.
It was like they were invested in our.
You're like, how do you get back? We had little tins of mints that said Blue Duck Agency.
Oh my God, the M&Ms. That's right.
They were really good. Through TSA, and they were checked a million times by a bunch of officers. We had
Definitely
so
got
much
stopped for that.
swag on us. We were giving it out to everyone. We're like, well, here you go. You want some?
Yeah.
I thought it was a joke.
No, it was not a joke, unfortunately. Erin got a quick ping. Hey, so just so you know, we're going to be on our way back. And Erin was like, ha, ha, ha.
Good try,
No.
Funny, guys. Have fun at the conference.
No.
Well, obviously, it was a big hurricane. Like, there was a lot of talk and build up to it. And so
it would have been more ideal for them to cancel the day before the conference, but there we were. We made the most of it.
So. And let us go
and
back.
It got us done. I will say, like, I don't know if we would have gotten the project done quite as fast as we did had we not had that deadline.
I think you're right. Because then you start pushing deadlines,
right?
Yeah.
Modifying deadlines to fit
it's
other
like
needs.
Your work always kind of falls to the end,
exactly.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sarah likes to call it self-care. We did self-care for our own agency by doing the rebrand, being thoughtful about it, and getting it out in market, and not just pushing ourselves.
I love that.
Down the road.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that set the pace for everything that followed too, because we've been really great about setting our own deadlines, putting ourselves in line with everything else.
Yes.
And it just continued.
Yep.
How did you feel about the rebrand when you first saw it, and how do you feel about it now? I mean,
I mean, I had two initial reactions. One was really excited because with any rebrands, I went through a rebrand in my old life too, and it re-energizes the team. Everyone can get excited about it, and I feel like it shines a nice light. And I was really happy with how our new services that we had they weren't new. They just hadn't been showcased in the right way.
Right.
We've been doing this for years. So we're going to finally get a spotlight. And Ashley and I talk a lot about this from a new business standpoint of what the perception is and how we want to be perceived. And I was really excited about that. The second reaction was, oh, everything makes a lot of sense now, because Ashley and I were having these conversations about initiatives that we were taking. We were trying to make decisions on, again, perception.
You were in a little bit of a black hole.
And I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Why are we moving faster?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I just need you to trust me.
Right.
For
I think our first meeting after the announcement, we got on Zoom and I was like, okay, so everything makes sense. It was like a light bulb went off, and a blue light bulb. And
Nice.
And it just, everything made sense. It clicked. And I was like, this makes sense going forward.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now we can move.
Exactly.
Now we can get it done.
Yeah.
Well,
Good job, guys.
good work, team.
Yeah, we did it. We keep doing it. That's the thing. With a rebrand, you rebrand, but then
You're
it
not
doesn't
done.
end.
It never ends.
You're never
No.
done.
And it shouldn't be. We should always be
Evolving.
optimizing and evolving. Yeah. So speaking of optimizing and evolving as people, have you ever had your own sort of personal rebrand?
I liked this theme, and it took me a while to think about where I am in my life and what my rebrand looks like. And I am in that weird in between of, I've got a 6-year-old, so I don't have a new baby or a toddler, but I don't have somebody who's more in the world yet. And I don't exactly know who I am.
Yeah.
So I'm in that figuring out, what do I like to do? Do I have hobbies? If I have some free time, what does that look like?
Yeah.
So I think I'm in the midst of this rebrand, and this kind of is triggering a little bit of my thoughts on what's the next phase going to be like for me.
All right.
I don't know yet,
Okay.
but it seems exciting.
It is. Every phase is exciting.
Yeah. I mean, for the last couple of years, you're just surviving.
Yeah, it's survival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, oh, I have a little bit more time. What do I like to do?
You're getting to reintroduce yourself to yourself.
It's true. Yes.
That's
It's
a good
true.
line.
And I've been trying to say yes to doing more things.
I love
so
that.
that I can figure out if I like them or not.
Yeah.
That's good. I think that's good.
Yeah.
All right.
That's where I am.
So you're mid-brand.
So I will
Rebrand.
report back
Okay.
when I have a stronger sense of brand
Okay.
outside of work, having a child, and Formula One. Those are Formula One.
Which, by the way, Ashley showed up today to the podcast studio wearing a F1
Shirt.
jersey. Like, I don't even know what to call it. Yeah.
It's from Target. Target has a line of F1 gear in the women's section.
Who
Wow.
knew?
We're the
I did not know
audience.
that.
We're the audience.
There are so many things I need to check out after.
Yes.
Weird.
Vuitton bag,
A little
F1.
We
broader than
the
it's
women, the
the-
women of Target.
the women of F1.
We're the audience for them.
Okay. She did show me a couple players, and they are hot.
They're nice-looking gentlemen who are
Yes.
very great at what they do.
I will add that to my Google search later.
Perfect. I'll send you a couple.
Send the one
I'll
that
send Carlos.
I was
over.
doing that with my friends
got
at
I was like,
Masters
ooh,
this
best
weekend.
hair.
hubba.
Yeah.
He's got the best hair too.
Yeah, he's cute. He's a cutie. How about you? Any personal rebranding that's happened in your life?
Absolutely. So you guys know this about me. I am an endurance runner.
Yes.
Even though I don't like to be called a runner, and it goes into the personal rebrand. When I first started running, it was about 10-ish years ago. And my whole life, I've been an athlete, a fitness junkie. This is my entire personality. I started running, and it's always the hardest thing I do. Every run is the hardest thing, and that's why I keep doing it. It's the biggest challenge of my day.
Good for you.
But I keep doing it because it's led me to experience amazing things in my life. So I've never been a runner. I've never considered myself a runner because it's so hard. It doesn't come easy. And it was super easy to check all the boxes when you first start, like do a 5K, do a 10K, like, but when I was proposed the question of what's next after I completed my first marathon, I was like, oh, I have no idea, because the times that I had set were maybe a little bit too far off for myself to try and beat myself in a 5K again. I had actually gotten slower when I trained for my first marathon, and I was not happy about that.
You did a marathon.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's not about the times. And so this is part of the rebrand. Is
I don't think I could run to my car right now.
The perception. Right. Like changing the perception of what does it mean to be a runner myself. And so I totally rebranded myself to I'm a self-proclaimed party pace captain.
That's great.
And what that means, confetti. What that means is I'm in it for the experience. I'm in it for the social aspects of it, the friendships, the community, the charity, the everything, the counting dogs on the course. I count dogs every
That's
race.
awesome.
I wear glitter when I run now. It's amazing. And so I'm having a great time. And so if you go to my personal Instagram, you will see all of that and how that energy trickles down into how I approach being, I have a niece and 2 nephews, how I approach being an auntie. I'm in it I want them to get the best experience possible every time I'm with them. How I approach my relationships, how I approach my non-running activities, because it's not all about running, but running is part of my DNA right now, whether I like it or not.
I love that. I also want to know if you're going to start wearing glitter to work.
I'll show up on a Zoom call with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love that.
So that's a new thing for this year. So 2025 didn't start off great. And I said to myself, I don't really want that to define how the year goes. And life is too short to not wear glitter. Did you guys wear glitter in high school as like makeup?
Yes.
Okay.
Love glitter.
That was
still love glitter for the record. Yeah.
Right. It's amazing. And so I bought this tub of glitter and lip gloss, and they sent me free lip gloss glitter. I've not tried that yet, but someday I will.
You can get body spray glitter.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That's so pretty.
And so I just started doing it for races this year, and all my friends are now glittered up as well. They want to be a part of it.
Awesome.
And there's a couple people that call it sprinkles on my face, and I think that's the cutest thing I've ever heard. Your sprinkles look great.
Oh,
thank you.
Aww.
Thank you.
What a healthy mindset of everything you just said. That's really good. Yeah, I love that.
I like that you're taking something that's such a challenge and not letting it negatively impact how you go forward with it.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be able to do that. I think I would have a really hard time if I wasn't being a good runner.
Right.
To keep myself motivated.
I love that you're sticking with it and you've just sort of altered your expectations a little bit around.
I think that goes for everything, right?
Yeah.
If you change your perception just a little bit, it can really alter your entire experience. I'm in it for the challenge, not the podium.
Right.
That's flat out what I'm in.
And you want to have fun while you're doing it. And that's
100%.
That's great. Like, that's good, right? Yeah.
100%.
Oh, that's good.
I love that.
Me too.
Nice. I'm going to change my perspective on things. I don't know what yet.
Mine's not that positive, so I probably shouldn't have gone last.
Oh, well, what is it? We can.
Well,
Erin
I mean,
can help me get
we
more
can spin
positive.
it. We can PR it.
I feel like every life stage, when I thought about this, right? I feel like every major life stage is kind of an opportunity or a forced even rebrand, right? Having young kids, becoming a mom, right? I mean, that changes completely. Having different challenges over the years with kids, I had a divorce, and then right now I'm sort of where you are, but on steroids, right?
Yeah.
And my kids are getting ready to go
What do I like?
to college. My whole identity for the last 19 years have been these 2 kids, and I wouldn't change it for anything. But like, who am I now? What do I want? Like, what do I want to do next? Like, it's weird even thinking like, where do I want to live? Like, what do I want? What do I want to do? I'm going to have a lot of free time. You think you have free time? Wait till the kids are driving and out, right? Like, so it's this crazy time where it's like, it's a totally new chapter. And I'm not sure what it's going to look like yet.
Are you excited?
Yeah. Yes. It's like all the different emotions, right? Like
inside out times 10.
Yeah.
With emotion.
I'm going to be a basket case when both my kids go to college, right?
Of course.
And I'll act tough, but no, I'll be a basket case. But I'm excited for them. Like I'm excited for them and their future and what it means. But I'm also kind of I'm excited about what the unknown is, and like it's kind of like blank slate in some ways, right? So yeah, I am a little bit excited. I'm scared too, if I'm being really honest. I'm nervous about it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like excited and scared go hand in hand.
Yeah.
They're cousins, right?
It's true. It's true. It's very true. So we'll see. But
I think the two of us need to go in with Erin's mindset of the things that we try and find. Maybe if we're not the best at them or we don't love them the most, what should we actually be getting out of the experience?
yes, agreed. And obviously wear glitter.
And wear glitter.
I think that's the biggest takeaway is
Wear
wear glitter.
glitter.
Wear glitter.
Yeah.
Do you do the hair glitter too?
No, I need to though.
You
Yeah.
need to invest in some glitter beauty products.
So I got my niece for Christmas stamps, little jewels that she can stamp in her hair. And
that's
I
fun.
kind of wanted to get one for
You
myself,
need
and
to. Yes.
You can just totally do it with her, and then you're playing it off that
that's true.
you're being a fun aunt, and
Yeah,
you
that's
really just want to do it. Right. Yeah. When I first separated from my husband and I went on the dating apps and stuff, I literally had glitter body spray. And I thought I was so cool. And this is in my 40s. So, yeah.
Wear the glitter.
You know,
I mean, I'm 41, so
Yeah.
I think in your 40s is your next glitter stage.
Can I
Yeah.
can I do it now? I got a couple years
Yeah.
till I'm 40. Can I start
We'll
early?
accept
I feel like
you.
you're 40 at heart.
I am. I am 50 at
I
heart.
forgot that you weren't 40.
Give me a nice cup of tea and a
You
book
don't
and
look
some
40,
fun
just
stuff.
for the record. But
Give me a shawl.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so
I'm
funny.
an old soul.
Well, that's another rebrand is entering 40. 40 gets built up to be something that is incredibly tough, and
Yeah.
it's like end of life, and
I know. It's like,
I'm like RIP my younger years. No, I'm just getting started.
Yeah.
well, it is. It's like a different, you are at a point where your career is in a different place. You probably have a little bit more discretionary income. Like it's a different time. I mean, your 20s, you got all the energy in the world, but you can't do a lot, right?
Very true.
It's, you know, I also had a sort of a work rebrand, if you will. My last job I was at for, I think, 11 years. So when I left, I was going to start a doggy daycare.
Oh, wow.
No way.
I did not know that.
And I looked into it, and turns out it's hard to make money doggy daycare. And so I ended up coming here, but I was
Good
seriously, yeah, thank you. I was seriously considering having a doggy daycare and just doing a total like 180.
Wow.
Yeah.
Could that be a spinoff of Blue Duck Agency, Blue Dog Daycare?
I mean, we do have our dogs on our website.
We do.
We love our dogs.
We do love our, well,
Well, how many dogs do you have?
Ashley doesn't
Yeah.
love dogs.
I love other people's dogs. I don't have a dog or a cat or an animal at my house.
Oh,
It's a choice.
that's sad. It's sad.
It is sad.
I'm sad that you don't have a dog. I know that that's a really healthy choice for you, but I'm really sad that you don't have a dog.
I just never grew up with any pets. We had 2 fish, Rich and
That-
Mike.
Rich and Mike
They're named
were your
after my
fish.
uncles.
Sorry. Oh, Rich is getting a lot of airtime on
Mike.
this. Yeah.
That's my other uncle Joe we talked about.
Oh, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, there's like this
I have a
even
lot
similar.
of great uncles.
Rich and Mike.
Rich and Mike the fish.
Okay.
They weren't the most exciting pets.
No,
Don't do
fish.
too much.
They don't.
No.
If your son wants to have a fish, you're gonna say no.
No, I would maybe explore a fish. We've asked him a couple of times, are you interested in a dog or cat? And he just goes, no. I'm like, oh, wonderful.
Poor kid.
I know.
He's never asked.
Well,
I asked for a dog my whole life.
Yeah, no.
yeah, I had a cat first, and then I got dog.
Yeah.
I have 3 now to answer your question.
3, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Two and a half. I
You
share.
feel like you're running a doggy daycare sometimes?
So yeah, sometimes. Yes. The little one goes back and forth between me and my ex.
So
But
I wonder if like you channeled that into multiple dog ownership, like that desire.
I wasn't planning on 3 dogs. I
Right.
think I told you I went to Utah and
Right.
they had the puppies in the hotel lobby for adoption, and I'm the sucker that they got.
gotcha.
Yeah,
They got
yeah, they
you.
got me.
I think I told you this a couple weeks ago, but every Saturday I say to my boyfriend, hey, we need to look at this dog, and I'll point to a dog on a website that is up for adoption. And he says to me, Erin, all the dogs have been adopted. We cannot adopt any
dogs are adopted.
Yeah, they all have found homes.
Oh my God.
I look at him, I roll my eyes, and I walk away. But someday we are going to get another dog.
It's sort of like like the store doesn't sell that on those days.
Exactly.
Sorry, kid. Sorry. So if we could rebrand another company, if we think, what are some companies we think need some love in? One of the ones I had was Kohl's. Like,
Good one.
Agree.
Seriously, it's time. Like,
Kohl's
it's
Cash
dated.
is the only thing they have going on for them.
It's so dated.
Yeah.
And it's never changed
Yes.
for the
No.
entire time I've known Kohl's.
You're
So
right.
it's time for a little bit of a zhuzhing of
They
the
need some
brand.
love.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true. Mine is Kohl's adjacent. The Limited 2 had a weird online resurgence at the end of last year.
All right.
Well, they're sold now in Kohl's and Sam's Club.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
It's still a tween
Fun.
girls
Yeah.
clothing line, but they had a major missed opportunity with the women my age who grew up on the Limited 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus the fact that all of the trends and the fashions right now that people are wearing, younger people are wearing, were the things that I would have loved to wear back when I was growing up, but couldn't afford it
Right.
or didn't have the body type for it or whatever it
Right.
was, or my mom didn't want me to wear it. So the Limited
Too
2
revealing.
could have come back
Yeah.
Yeah.
and crushed it.
That being said, what happened to Justice?
Oh, that was a blip in the radar, and the Limited 2's parent company said that Justice was going to be the way of the future for the new young girls, and then the young girls said, "No, we don't want it."
Okay. So you still think the Limited 2 would
I
have
still
a market?
think,
Okay.
yes,
All
if
right.
they came back, but for me,
For-
not for my niece who's 12. She doesn't
Right.
care. She doesn't want that.
okay.
I want the Limited 2.
Would you still buy the sweater vests?
Absolutely.
That's what I rocked in middle school from the
you
Limited
would?
2.
You would. Wait a second.
Yes.
A
Limited.
good
Limited
sweater
2.
vest.
You both wore sweater vests?
Sweater vest.
Sure
That was
did.
Guys.
everyone in
I
my
don't think
junior
that was
high school.
ever in style.
Okay.
No,
I was
Old
in
Navy
junior high.
performance fleece too.
Yeah, but just because we're.
Multiple people in my school, not just like me being the only weird kid wearing a sweater vest.
All right.
I wore a lot of
Yes.
weird stuff.
Did you wear like a t-shirt underneath
Yeah.
it? Like a short sleeve
Yeah.
t-shirt?
Yes.
Guys.
Yes.
You know, and with your
I will show you a
flared
picture.
bell-bottom jeans.
I'd love to see that.
and
I will
your
show you a picture.
loafers, and then you'd have your like ponytails in
Yep.
your pigtails.
Sweater vests were
You wear
a
it
thing.
with the chokers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
I
I will
it
also
was a
I'm
thing.
actually
pull up pictures.
Can somebody
I have
write
to see
in and
photos.
say they
I will.
also?
like the visuals just getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
You're talking. You had pigtails.
Yeah.
With your sweater vest.
I don't think I wore
Yes.
pigtails. My hair was
Couple
always
years
up,
Younger.
but
So I was probably doing this in like late middle school into early high school.
okay.
I mean, our trends were not much better. I pegged my pants and had.
I mean, I did that too. I'm in an in between. Like I'm on a weird
you
generation.
rolled your pants.
Sometimes.
Did you roll your pants?
No,
Did that miss Jersey or like what happened?
I'm not sure. We wore a lot of popped collars, like a double polo popped collar.
Yeah.
That was my college years.
Yep.
I always wore a double pop collar.
We had like champion sweatshirts were big. Skids. Do you remember the Skids
Oh.
pants? Does anybody remember
yeah,
those?
I do.
Do those.
Or the body gloves, the ones that changed color if you got hot. Which why did we ever do that?
Did not know that was a
I
thing.
didn't know
Can
that.
you? Yeah.
I missed that one.
Oh, all right. Well, welcome to the
you're on your-
podcast.
yeah.
I'm old. Right.
We're really showing
I'm
our
the elder.
ages.
Yeah. I'm the elder at the table.
Speaking of showing age, I have one more. This is going to sound crazy. Talbots. I want to
Yes.
rebrand Talbots because I remember when I was younger going into Talbots with my mom and being like, one day I'm going to shop at Talbots and thinking it was so cool. And she is, bringing out her blazers with the padded shoulders and the flower print dresses. And I was like, this is the height of women's fashion.
Oh my God.
And
Amazing.
now I'm like, oh, it's Talbots, but I want it to be so good.
You want it to be what you remember
I want
it.
it to
Right.
be that.
My Talbots was the dress barn. Do you ever hear the dress
Oh,
barn?
yes,
My mother
the dress
used to
barn,
go to
yes.
the dress barn all the
Yep.
time.
Yes.
I don't know what happened to them, but
Yeah,
I think they folded.
Oh,
Fact check me.
bye, dress barn.
Yeah.
Sure.
It was real. The other one I had was Staples. So I know they did just do a rebrand, but I'm not kidding. So when it happened, they did the new logo. I did not know what it was. I thought it was a table.
Me too. A
Oh,
desk.
yeah.
And I'm like,
It does.
why did they do this? And somebody that I worked with was like, probably in their head, moron, it's a staple. I'm like, oh.
How many iterations did they go through of that staple?
I missed it completely.
I always think that. Yeah. I would have loved to be a part of just a fly in the wall of a process like that.
Yeah.
And how they ended up. What were the things that got thrown in the trash?
They're like, it's a stapler. No, not a stapler. A staple.
It was not obvious.
No.
So remember when Gap rebranded and then unrebranded?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't see that very often.
You don't.
No.
No, you don't see.
It was a quick turn.
The take backs.
Did you have any on your list?
Yes, I do. And I love this. I'm going to turn this into a sports podcast by the end of this episode.
Perfect.
So it's totally relevant because I was watching the WNBA draft on Monday night and graphics are flying all over my screen. And we all know that women's sports is having an insane moment right now.
Yes.
And no matter how long you've been a part of women's sports in terms of a league, you should be looking at your brand right now and looking at the opportunity, because that's exactly what it is. It's an opportunity to connect with newer fans. And I'm watching these 19, 20, 21-year-olds getting drafted. And the one thing that I am constantly hearing from the announcers is how cool the new uniforms are for the Valkyries, which is the WNBA's newest team as of this year. It was their first draft. The WNBA is expanding in the next few years. They're adding new teams. I'm sure their uniforms are going to be just as cool because they get a fresh start.
Right.
If you look back at some of their legacy teams, they haven't really gotten the love or the update that they need to reconnect, like maybe reconnect with their fan base or connect with this new fan base that's being brought in. And plus, I didn't even mention international players. So they have a lot of eyes on this league right now in terms of growth. And you have big names coming into the league, and I haven't seen much movement. I think the one that comes to mind that has done a great job at it is the New York Liberty.
Yep.
And they went through a huge rebranding a few years ago. It's prompted by relocation, most parts.
So you're saying that you think the sort of older, more established WNBA teams should do a rebrand to be able to better compete with the new ones coming in that are kind of fresher and more modern or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. That's a good one. What else you got?
There's a local brand that I love called Bro Denim. Have you guys heard of Bro Denim?
No.
It is a retail store. It's fashion forward, and they have a really unique model where you can customize your clothing, and you can take a sweatshirt and you can put patches all over the sweatshirt. And there's
what kind of patches?
It honestly varies. They have different themes. So if you're in a store in Nantucket,
like F1,
yeah.
Well, sign me up.
Just tossing out an idea.
Just throwing it.
Sign me up.
The Bruins, for example, you can make a Bruins or a Boston Sports sweatshirt because they have patches and a sweatshirt design to that. They started with really denim jackets. That was the lead in. Oh,
makes sense.
And so, and I think the first part of Bro is the designer's name. When they have grown so much that I feel like just
they need to change.
Yeah. And their brand has evolved. They are now partnering. They have gotten so much attention from professional sports wives. The Phillies, the Mets. Simone Biles is wearing jackets designed by Bro Denim. And
that's cool.
So someone like me who can go into a pop-up store and design my own, I did it with my niece over Thanksgiving. She loved it. She absolutely loves it. She wears the sweatshirt all the time, but you can also purchase something that's already made. So they have a very unique model, but I think,
it's time to
take a look, and
the names.
You've grown so much.
Right.
Oh, I'm going to check them out. Yeah. That sounds very cool.
They're fun. They're a fun brand.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Good ones.
Yeah.
Love it.
I had one more. Yahoo.
Oh.
They've been around for 30 years now.
Yeah.
And I can't really believe that they're still around.
I know. I
Yeah.
think about that actually sometimes.
And I'm really sad that they got to where they were because
I
that
know.
was the search engine
It was.
of record.
It was. It
And
was.
I would just love to see them do something different. I don't know exactly what that is, but I just would hate for the brand to go away. I would like to see it evolve into something else that doesn't just try to directly compete with a Google.
You can't.
Yeah, there's
I
no
don't
way.
know. Somebody would creatively figure something out.
No. I'm saying you can't really compete with a Google.
Oh, no.
So, like, that's,
Absolutely not.
Right.
You have to
So-
create your own
Something.
something.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
I didn't
kinda
put too many
surprised.
brain cells against it, but
Okay.
poor Yahoo.
That's a good one.
All right. Well, Yahoo.
Remember Yahoo?
I'd say we're here for you, but Ashley just said she has no ideas for you. So
Not
it's
yet.
fine.
No, I'll circle back to it.
All right. Well, good discussion. I think rebrands it's something companies should just be asking themselves on a semi-regular basis,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't have to be a full name change or have to be, right? But
Yeah.
it's something companies should be asking themselves. It's something we should all as people be asking ourselves for our own personal rebrands. I think it's kind of a fun topic.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Don't
Thanks,
be
guys.
afraid. Don't be afraid of a rebrand.
Don't be afraid of a rebrand.
Embrace it.
Yep. And like Gap, you can always go back. It's not working. So moving on to Would You Rather. Drum roll.
Chaos edition.
Chaos edition.
I hope you guys like these questions.
I hope so too.
No pressure. We're only recording.
Yeah.
So
Are we both answering the question?
yeah.
Okay. So Erin will read it and then we'll both
Okay.
give our answers.
All right. First one. Would you rather have super slow internet forever or a phone that always dies before 1 p.m.?
Ugh.
Oh,
I know.
super slow internet
Yes.
forever.
Interesting. All right. Only listening to songs by an artist you hate.
Oh.
Okay. Or one favorite song on repeat forever. You guys are cringing. Yeah.
Oh, that one's so hard.
Uh-huh.
Oh man. I guess
the one I hate.
Yeah, me
Because that would
too.
drive me insane.
For the variety.
for the
Yeah.
variety.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Maybe
you're
I'll
just
start
torturing
liking
yourself.
them.
Well, there is a How I Met Your Mother episode. Do you guys watch that show at all? Or
No,
did
I
you?
haven't.
Not a lot.
Yeah, there's a song that's on repeat. There's a cassette tape stuck
Oh,
in the
it's
car.
stuck.
The 500. I will walk 500.
That
miles.
would drive me.
Yeah, but it grows on you after a while.
And then it drives.
That
you
was the
crazy.
inspiration for the song. I was watching How I Met Your Mother. This one's absolutely chaotic. But would you rather shave your head or your eyebrows completely off?
Oh, eyebrows.
Eyebrows.
Head would be interesting though. But I
You
think
look good in a shaved head.
I think I would.
I feel like you could pull it
I think
off.
you could pull it off.
I think I would do.
I could not, but I think you could pull it off.
Yeah. I wouldn't care, so I would just go walk around that way.
Okay. Let's not do it.
I'm
but-
not going to do
Okay.
it. It's not on my plan.
Would you
That's
shave
not
the
on your
underneath?
rebrand.
Yeah,
Not part
would
of
you-
my rebrand.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah, I.
Would you shave underneath your?
I used to have really short hair, and I would go get men's barber haircuts, and they would do like a really short shave on the sides.
I did that once and it was not good.
No,
No.
Not again.
that's like Gap. You got to go back.
Go back.
No.
Can't go back
And
to
there
that one,
are
though. It takes a
photos.
while.
Yeah, it took a long time.
A long time to go back to that
was
one.
a bad decision. Yeah.
All right, so not part of the rebrand. All right, so this is work related. Would you rather pitch the wrong deck to a client or lose your voice mid presentation?
Lose my voice mid presentation.
Agreed.
It's pretty easy.
The first thing that you just said, my stomach just dropped.
Can you imagine?
Oh no,
Oh.
I would die.
Pulling it up on the screen and
Ugh.
oh, I would
It's
throw
not
up.
your logo, right? That's
Yeah.
fun.
I would absolutely throw up. Okay, so would you rather have to scratch an itch with oven mitts always or never reach the itch at all?
Oven mitts. Oven mitts. Oven mitts.
Oven mitts.
That's the only acceptable answer.
That's,
But you're never really satisfied.
But it's otherwise
But
you're just in
And
pain.
they spread. Like the itches spread,
Oh, no.
right? Like, no.
All right, so this one's slightly embarrassing. Would you, and I think I've done both.
Backed your car into a cement wall? No? Anyone? Yeah.
Would you rather fall down the stairs at a wedding or into a grocery store display?
Oh my gosh. Wait, you've done both of these things?
Not necessarily at a wedding, but I have fallen down
The stairs.
It was in high school. I totally
I
wiped
did
out
too.
through the cafeteria.
I did too.
no.
All my
Yeah,
books
it
went
was
everywhere.
Terrible.
Wasn't great.
Um,
I'm going with the grocery display because I feel like that could be some good social content. I could take a photo next to it.
100%.
And I'm concerned I might actually hurt myself on the stairs.
I would do the stairs at the wedding because I'd be too embarrassed to help clean up the display in the grocery store, but I would feel obligated to do it.
Okay.
The wedding, I'd probably know.
They'd
most of the
probably be
people,
like, "Don't worry about it. I got it."
but I
Right.
I would have to help because it was my fault.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go to the wedding.
All right.
Cool.
What if you hurt yourself to the point that you can't like dance at the wedding?
That's a me problem.
Okay.
Serves me right.
Right.
You can always leave.
That's true.
You can always leave the wedding
Just put
with
a-
no harm, no foul.
Put a chair in
Yeah.
the middle of the dance floor and let me sit there. I'll just snap my life away.
Yeah.
Okay, so this ties well with our most recent rebrand conversation. Would you rather rebrand every 2 years or never be able to change your brand?
Every 2 years.
Yeah. Me too.
Yes.
Good one,
I
ladies.
mean, I don't want to, but yeah.
Ashley, this is for you. Would you rather robots or aliens take over the world?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, her
my
fears.
gosh.
Yeah,
Look at the face.
I know. I thought of you
Oh,
so hard when I created
don't know
this.
that there's enough time. Aliens.
Okay.
I feel like I could maybe persuade them better than I could persuade a
A
robot.
robot.
Interesting.
It feels like a fair answer.
Okay, we'll go with it.
I'm not quite as afraid of them as Ashley is.
So I might have
Ashley's.
had,
Do you know that Ashley's so afraid of robots that she actually thanks her ChatGPT, Juniper, like says thank you and great job and
Oh
please.
no, I praise my mind.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All right, Erin.
Yeah,
Yeah, but she's doing it because she thinks robots are going to take
Okay,
over the
I don't
world
have
and she
that
wants them to
mindset.
like
They're-
her.
right.
Yeah, they're going to know I'm not a threat.
Okay. I understand that. I understand that logic.
Yeah, you lost her a little on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's being nice.
When I wrote these questions, I think I had an itch because I put in 2 itchy questions.
Oh.
Would you rather wear an itchy sweater or jeans soaked in cold water?
Ew, no, neither. Oh, the tactileness of all of these things. No. Ugh.
I think the jeans.
Yeah, jeans. I couldn't deal with the itch.
Yeah.
Because then the jeans would warm up eventually.
Eventually they dry.
But then
Yeah,
soggy.
but then
Your
they're
legs
tight.
are going to be so
But they're
itchy.
tight too.
Oh,
Yeah.
a baggy jean? Could it? Does this? Are we?
You can't
but
like
then, like-
cater the question.
What if it's only my jeans and I'm wearing a baggy jean?
Your jeans, the jeans that you normally wear.
All
what
right.
if those
Yeah,
were-
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'll
so
do the
then,
cold
yeah.
water.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Cold water.
They're not a specific type. Okay, so we're at the Celtics game.
Okay.
Okay, and you have to choose between being the halftime entertainment or singing the national anthem.
What's the halftime entertainment?
Whatever you want to perform. It doesn't have to be singing the halftime.
Oh my.
You are the entertainment.
That happened to me.
What?
That happened to me
What did you do?
at a Harlem Globetrotters game.
Please explain. Oh
I know we need
It
more
was,
context.
and it's on video. There's a video of it.
my gosh.
I got called out by they have this skit that they run and they steal somebody's pocketbook and they make this whole thing. They make you go into. They pretends like he wants to marry you, and so you get married to the Globetrotter. You have to go out into center court in the middle, like it's not halftime. It's like in the middle of the, and so they make you dance and
Oh, no.
pretend like you get married.
How red were you?
I can't even imagine. I can't even. And then at one point, the guy came over and sat on my lap, and he was so sweaty.
I can imagine.
And I was
That was
dying
fun.
because we know how I am. And it was one of the most humiliating things in my life.
I'm sorry I triggered this for you.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
apologize.
So
I should show it to you because
Would you do the national anthem since you've already?
No, I'm gonna do halftime show.
Okay.
You
Because
would
I've
still
already
do
done
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What to expect?
It's under.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense.
I would sing the national anthem. I think
I've seen you do karaoke. I think you could handle it.
because you.
I would sing it. I would attempt to sing it. I would. Quick
Can
disclaimer.
you just give us a bar real quick?
Oh. Say.
That actually wasn't bad.
That was good.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
There you go.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Erin.
It was my pleasure.
This was
Thanks
really
for
fun.
inviting me.
Yes, we'd love to have you again. And Ashley, you do our closing because you do it better than me.
Oh, absolutely. Make sure you like, review, share, subscribe, comment on anything you thought was exciting, great, wrong, right. I'm still not changing my opinion on things.
I am more open and receptive to feedback than Ashley is.
And we'll see you guys next time on
Yes.
Ducks Unplugged.
See you soon. Thanks for diving in.
Bye.
Bye, guys.